Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Listen, I didn't do a Burnley reaction to the weekend because, as I tweeted out, you might as well have gone and watched the last 3 or 4 league match recaps and you would have seen the same things being said. So I didn't want to repeat myself. And there was also a little bit of hope thinking that, maybe in 24 hours time, we'll get a message. Maybe in 48 hours time, we'll get a statement from the board saying Thomas Frank will no longer be at the club, because what we have seen for this season is just not good enough. And I'm sorry, but at this point, keeping Thomas Frank at this club is genuinely gross negligence, in my opinion, of the highest degree as well. You are showing me how incompetent you are at running a football club, honestly. We are genuinely seeing the rotting of Tottenham Hotspurs live in front of our eyes. And I'm looking at the board. I'm talking about the board. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm looking at Vinai, Johan Lange, Joe Lewis. The way you lot are running this club right now is worse than Daniel Levy. And I never in my life thought I'd utter those words. It just doesn't make any sense how you're seeing what you're seeing week after week and still deciding to stand by this man. In fact, you're actually choosing to double down. You're choosing to double down by saying, give him more time. Give him more staff. Johnny Heitinga getting announced 2 weeks ago. Then you're on top of that giving him more signings. The likes of Conor Gallagher, Souza, who's been signed from Brazil. We're trying to get Andy Robertson. What the hell are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? Because as far as what I'm seeing, the last 3 league games, I've seen 3 teams that haven't won in the Premier League for over 10 games. Bournemouth came to us not winning in 13 games. West Ham came to us not winning in 11 games. Burnley come to us not winning in 12 games. And we've somehow managed to let them all leave with points. Yet we still think somehow that is good enough. It actually doesn't make any sense. Because when I look at Ange Postecoglou, won a Europa League, sacked. Because we wanted to aim higher. We wanted to build standards. Then you've got Conte. Had us in 4th place, got sacked. Then you had Jose. Had us in a League Cup final, got sacked. Then you've got Pochettino. Took us to a Champions League final, had us perennially competing in top 4 spots, sacked. All because you wanted to set a standard higher. You wanted to be better than that manager. And you're now laying in bed with a manager that is significantly worse than all of these. And you know what? Let me even give you a better one. You don't remember Nuno Espirito Santo, right? Arguably remembered as one of the worst managers of our period. Everybody talks about how, the football got so bad. And Nuno was 9th in the table when he got sacked. He lost 4 in his last 8 games on his way to being sacked. I think I've got a run of form here. 1 second. He essentially got sacked off a bad month. That month where he went around London losing to Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal. After that, 3 wins. Then he lost to Vitesse, West Ham, beat Burnley. But that 3-0 loss to United was enough to say, you know what? 3 losses out of the last 4, 4 losses in the last 8. Nuno, it's time to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you lot Thomas Frank. He made 5 losses in 7 games. You're talking about 2-0 loss to Newcastle. One of the worst home performances I have ever seen against Chelsea. Then he does this perfect timing win of Copenhagen where it looks like, oh, it's comfortable, 4-0. I'm building something. Draw to Man United at home. A Ruben Amorim Man United as well, not the Michael Carrick United. One of the worst North London derby losses. Once again, bottling to PSG, and that second half collapse was amazing to watch. And then losing at home once again to Fulham. Yet somehow this man kept his job. Someone make it make sense to me, because it's actually not making sense when I see all of those managers who have credit in the bank because of what they've done in their careers, credit in the bank because of what they're doing at the club currently. They are given ruthless, chop of the block, get out the club, we don't want you here, see you later. But Thomas Frank, we're rolling out the red carpet. This guy doesn't have the catalogue prior to coming Spurs for this to happen to him. He hasn't done enough during his time here for any of these things to happen to him. He should not still be here when I'm going into February with these results. And if you're thinking, oh, but it's a similar situation like Ange last year where we're very poor in the league, but Europe, we're in the Champions League, lads. We're not going to play Europa League standard teams. You're here with the big dogs. We're not doing a magical Champions League run under Thomas Frank. You're out your mind. And I felt like this board had 3 golden opportunities, in my opinion, to get rid of this manager. 3 golden opportunities. After that, the first one was after that first North London derby defeat. You should have seen the state of the fan base and the state of that performance. I don't think anybody wanted to be associated with Thomas Frank after that. We knew the warning signs were there in the couple home losses to Villa, to Bournemouth, the draw to Wolves, the horrible defeat to Chelsea. But that Arsenal one was like a wow. I've seen North London derby losses under Ange. I've seen North London derby losses under Jose, Conte. None of them were this bad. None of them were this bad. Even that one we're talking about with Nuno wasn't as bad as this one. But we proceeded. Then I look at it and I'm thinking, you know what? After Liverpool, after that Christmas period where you're thinking, you know what? Before the January window begins, you've given this man 4 or 5 months to build out his vision of this team. He's the only manager, by the way, that has been backed the way he's been backed in the summer with ready-made first-team signings. None of those other managers got back like that. But you got given 4 or 5 months to show us some imprint of what you can implement. And he has not been able to. That would have been a perfect time to say, you know what? FA Cup is around the corner. January window's around the corner. We don't need this man at our helm anymore. But we proceeded to roll. And I tweeted out the week before the FA Cup. I said, hey, if we sacked Martin Yole at half-time and we sacked Jose 4 days before a cup final, why can't we get rid of this guy a few days before our FA Cup game against Aston Villa? Because if we lose to Aston Villa, we'll have been knocked out in the first round of the entry in the Carabao Cup and the first round of entry in the FA Cup. We don't need this embarrassment. Not the year after winning the Europa League where we're trying to build something. Now you're falling flat on your face. All at the hands of Thomas Frank. And we still decided to roll with him after that. Like, after that now comes where I'm telling you. 3 teams that have not won in 10 plus games in the league managed to come and 2 of them win last minute and then 1 walks away with a 2-2 draw, feeling like a loss. This club is being dragged through the mud right now. From European champions after our worst Premier League campaign. I did not think things could possibly get worse. But some way, somehow, we are showing there are new depths to hell. We are showing you the bottom of the barrel is not the bottom. There's still further ways to go. And it concerns me. Because we're 8 points above the drop zone. And I'm telling you now, if you think this club is above or too big or too good to be relegated. Newsflash, lads. Nobody is too big to be relegated. Nobody is too big to go down. And I promise you, as long as Thomas Frank is in charge, that's the type of conversations we're going to be having for the next 4 or 5 months. Like, genuinely, I'm so confused as to what the vision, what the ambition, what the hopes, what dream can you sell us? Because under the last 20 years, Levy has packaged and repackaged every type of manager you can sell and make us have a dream on. Those are dreams are running out. You're running out of managers. You're running out of time. And after you've tried and tested every method, there comes a point of grand failure. And I fear we are fastly approaching that point, I'll be so honest with you. Under this leadership, under this manager, if this continues this season, I don't know how much longer I can keep talking about Tottenham Hotspur, bro. Because there comes a point when you have to check out for your own mental health. I'm sure you lot at home would want to do better things with your weekends than have it ruined by Tottenham Hotspur every weekend. So it just doesn't make sense. This board right now, you are on a time trial. You are on a, I don't even know, you're on a timer, bro. You're on a timer to get this right, to get this man gone. And I've never been one to sit here and preach for a manager to leave or to get out or to be sacked. No, these people have livings. They're real human beings as well. But there comes a point when you are so detrimental to the institution, brother, we have to get rid of you. I'm sorry. Thomas Frank must go. And Johan Lange and Vinai, you lot are very, very closely with him behind out of that door. Because the way you lot are running this club at the moment, I'm going to talk about the January window. But I'm trying to see if there's 4 or 5 days left. Can you lot pull a rabbit out of the hat? Can you lot save this window? Because the way this window has gone so far, absolute shambles. Absolute shambles, honestly. Just like this season. But listen, I could sit here and ramble on for 50 minutes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Where is this club going? Because honestly, I don't have a clue. What is this manager still doing here? I have no clue. How have we fucked up this window? It's beyond me, honestly. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate everybody who's been showing love on the channel, as always. I will catch you guys on the next video. Till next time, peeps. Take care.